So I got this offer from D&D for a free copy, actually 2 free copies of the new 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide. But I said, no thank you. And reason number 5 might surprise you, because this is not about hating on D&D or Wizard of the Coast, nor is it about shilling for them. Not sponsored. Imagine that. Nuance. They didn't pay me. They didn't send me anything. That's the point. This is just about the new DMG and why I didn't even accept a free copy, which does sound really negative, but I promise it all circles back to fun. Because I'm Bob, this is where we learn how to have more fun playing RPGs together. And first, yes, keen-eyed viewers, I intentionally titled this video in direct contrast to my creator pals, Ginny D and Pointy Hat, who both got the new DM's guide and asked, is it better? But that's definitely not hate either. That's just an algorithm thing. But their videos were super helpful, so go watch them. Go subscribe to them. Go. You know what? I'm going. I'm going. Man, it would have been really cool if I actually planned that and then entered like some sort of collaboration with one of them or both of them. But I don't plan that far ahead. Okay, reason number 0, because this one is extremely unique to my situation, but worth mentioning. I have a free press account on D&D Beyond that just lets me see everything. So if I do decide someday to look at the 2024 DMG, I can. It's similar to like going to a bookstore and flipping through it or borrowing it from a friend, but just digitally, so more convenient. And digitally is a key detail because reason number 1, I don't want to own a ton of physical RPG books, said the hypocrite sitting next to a shelf of RPG books. Yeah, my minimalist brain only wants to own physical things that I will use regularly or have some powerful sentimental attachment to, but I share this collection with my wonderful gamer wife, who does not have that limitation, though we are committed to not expanding beyond this bookcase, and we agreed that the new Dungeon Master's Guide doesn't really have a place here. Partly because, number 2, not to brag or anything, but as a game master, I already feel like I know what I'm doing. You bring the energy, tailor the game to your players and their characters. Leave plenty of room for their choices to affect the game world. Do your best to make sure everyone is having fun. If you do those things, you can run any game. And don't get me wrong, I am constantly learning new fun tips to bring into my games, but one of the greatest lessons I've learned is that it is way more fun for me to learn by doing, by playing and running games and making mistakes and just saying, probably could have been more fun if we did it like this. And then the next time you play, try that, learn from it. In fact, if I'm going to read about running games, I prefer to read rules from a variety of games because they can bring entirely new ideas to my table. And so, reason number 3, and this one applies not just to me, but really to anyone, there are seemingly few new ideas in the new Dungeon Master's Guide. Okay, they added Session 0 guidelines, that definitely belongs in the core rules, but it's probably quite similar to the Session 0 guidelines from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, right? Or similar to the countless free guidelines and safety tools available online, because most of the people who create those tools do just give them away for free. Well, they've added some actual tips and tools for preparing a game session and tight little half-page adventure prompts. Yes, that sort of stuff is great for new game masters and also belongs in the core rules. And while there are countless similar free resources online, it is way more convenient for the new game master to have it all compiled into one single resource. So, if only that one resource was much more concisely written and costs less than half the price, foreshadowing my 5th and final reason for why the new DMG is fine but not perfect for new game masters. Updated rules for challenge rating and encounter balance, but if you watch this channel regularly, you may agree that the very concept of encounter balance is kind of a red herring. Just let your world be real and unfold. And I'll tell you what, the new Dungeon Master's Guide does not include a collection of over 4,000 professional RPG maps for only $5. That's our awesome sponsor, Chepekku, with classic locations like a blacksmithy and a thieves guild, or even a train station, observatory, Elderbrain Lair, Infernal Contract Office, Royal Court, Hanging Gardens, and more, like animated maps at higher tiers. These gorgeous maps work on every major virtual tabletop, with new maps coming out every week, so be sure to check out the Chepekku Patreon through the link below. Okay, and the new DMG has Bastion rules for home bases that look pretty cool. In my opinion, this is the first genuinely new thing added to the book, and it feels really out of place. It is the player who builds and customizes their own Bastion and would need to read through all these options when doing so. If you're a forever GM, this is completely useless in your GM rulebook. Why isn't this in the player's handbook? And for my own purposes, I already wrote my own 5e rules for bases and businesses, so I'm good. But years before I did that, in my first campaign as a player, my GM let our party build and own a tavern. We did a bunch of crunchy calculations to find out how much money should go into it and what we might earn on a monthly basis, but we did all that crunch completely on our own volition of what felt fun at that specific time with that specific group, and rules meant for everyone just probably wouldn't have been as fun for us. Maybe it would have been a good baseline, hard to say. Finally, the other two truly new things are a lore glossary, which is super cool if you want to study the canon of D&D so you can actually Reddit users, and rules for travel that I have not seen at all yet, but I already made and published my own travel rules too. However, this brings us to reason number 4. Why are these rules in a separate book? Now, you could take a bad faith interpretation of what I just said about player content not belonging in the GM book, but obviously the best version of this is what almost every other D20 fantasy RPG does. Publish one core rulebook and then maybe a separate bestiary with extra monsters. Like, especially in D&D, where most of the rules are for combat, it is weird to put the encounter balance rules behind a second paywall and almost 400 more pages, making it so much less accessible for your game's most loyal GMs who do want to follow all those rules. Not to mention the brand new Dungeon Masters, rightfully intimidated by the cost and the page count. Surely we have a better resource for them. Reason number 5 that I'm not into this DMG, and the reason that a new game master should at least wait on this book. Give it exactly 1 year until fall 2025, when the very best and most useful, practical tips and tools and guidelines from all 3 2024 core rulebooks will be compiled, summarized, made easier to read and digest, and less expensive in the new D&D starter set. This is how I'm not hating on D&D or Wizards, nor am I sponsored. I just know from experience that the box sets are the best D&D products for beginners and the best D&D products for me. I'm also waiting to try Tales of the Valiant 5e until their box set comes out for the same reason. I just like those low levels, man. And then after the new GM reads that streamlined, more affordable guide that includes dice and other helpful accessories, then if they decide that a 400-page textbook is the next step in their RPG journey, so be it. But the real message here is that you don't need any of this stuff to have fun playing an RPG. To quote D&D co-creator Gary Gygax from the 1979 Dungeon Master's Guide, being a true DM requires cleverness and imagination which no set of rules books can bestow. Yeah, he wrote rules books. Besides, if you just want the new DMG for magic items or something, you can get almost all the exact same magic items, literally 250 official D&D 5e magic items in the free 2014 basic rules on D&D Beyond. You don't even need an account. And if you're just trying to get started with D&D 2024, check out this video on your screen about the free 2024 rules on D&D Beyond. Then if you found any of this non-review helpful, please give it a thumbs up and give thanks to the Bob World Builder patrons who make all of this possible. Thank you, and keep building.